Grab some meat or whatever you need. I'm Kamal. It's time to get to it. All right, so check this out. I decided to do some further modifications on the Auradin. That's what we'll call him, the Auradin. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you a test on the Mercenary himself, and then we're going to go over why I made these changes, what changes are all made. But first off, let's look at the Mercenary's gear. So I did go with an Act 3 Lightning Mercenary, and the main reason is for Static Field. Static Field, if you don't know, what it does is each time he casts it, it reduces the enemy's life by 25% of their current life. It's not like he casts it 3 times and they're at 25% life. So we're going to be using Dream and Dream with Dragon and Hodge. So this will give my Mercenary a level 30 Holy Fire Aura and a level 30, I believe that's correct. 16 and 14 is 30, 15 and 15 is 30. So a level 30 Holy Shock and a level 30 Holy Fire. I myself, with the updated way that I'm doing this, it's a bit different. I decided to dump all of my points into Conviction. So Conviction is maxed out so that I have negative 150% to all enemy resistances. I have decided to put my points into Charge. This is going to be a Chargadin. And then Holy Shield is where you're going to want to put all of the extra points after you've maxed out Resist Fire and Salvation. This is because when I have my active gear on, which is not on right now, the only reason that this gear is on him is just to kind of show you an example as to how powerful this stuff is on the Mercenary himself. So we're going to go out, get buffed up, and see what the Mercenary is capable of. Now, the reason that I'm walking instead of running is because with Charge, if you charge to run around, you don't actually use your defense. So this is just the Mercenary himself with his gear doing this killing. I've taken all of the AoE damage off of my character. So this is just my Mercenary. This is his gear doing the majority of this. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, if we go back to town, and instead of relying solely on the Mercenary, if we go ahead and we put our Flickering Flame on, we put our Hodge, which we'll have to change some stuff up to do that. Dragon. That's not the right shield. Is that Flickering Flame? It is. That's Dream. There it is. I was like, where the heck is my shield at, man? Now I believe we have Hodge, Dragon, and Flickering Flame. So I'm going to be doing a crapolaton of fire damage from my character himself. All this stuff is still the same. We've got Maras, Draculs, BK, Arachnid, Gore Riders, and now, you know, the CTA with the 5 bow, and then our Spirit Monarch. All of this stuff is pretty just the stuff that comes with the characters. So now let's see what we can do. We'll just go out to, you know what, actually, let's go here to Area Plateau. And the reason I'm using Conviction Aura, that's the big change that this character has had. Instead of using Infinity on the Mercenary, we're choosing the Act 3 Lightning Mercenary and Conviction on ourselves. And once again, charging because you're not really going to need to attack things that often. And if you do, / when you do, look at that, they're already dying, just being there. If you do decide to use, you know, the charge attack, where did that, okay. If you do decide to use like the actual physical attack, Charge is completely fine to do so. It's incredibly strong with the way that this build is set up, but most things will die without you ever having to do anything to them. They just take the AoE damage and they die. Check what these are. I know. We're on the PTR, so we don't really need to check, but I'm still going to either way. And with this, as you can see, everything just drops dead still. I love this new setup because, as I showed you, even if I'm not wielding any of my Holy Fire damage and I just have the Hodge and Dragon with the dual dreams, what the hell is going on? Even if I just have the Hodge Dragon and the dual dreams on my Paladin, or on my Mercenary rather, I still just kind of cut through things. Obviously not as fast, but it still cuts through things pretty solidly. So we'll go over, look at that, leveled up, yay, yay, yay. Dang, that's a really, really long fire fucking, or blaze, or whatever it is. I mean, he died immediately, which is fantastic. It's great. The new changes to the build, they've made it, in my opinion, a bit more strong as far as just flat out AoE damage. Because as you see, it's not only your Holy Fire and your Holy Lightning, but it's also that your Mercenary has the same. And so with the Conviction Aura on, you're cutting through the resistances for almost everything that you come across, and you're also burning things down. Now, there are some different ways that you can do this build. Obviously, Flickering Flame is not necessarily required for the helmet. You know, you can get a little bit more charge damage if you use a Shaco or a Koa. But I like the fact that it gives you the Resist Fire aura, and that's mostly for, you know, a little bit extra fire resistance. And then I also really like that it gives you, because as you can see, it doesn't change the amount of damage that you do. So the +3 to fire skills doesn't count towards the Holy Fire on here or the Resist Fire aura. But it does give -11 to the enemy fire resistance, which is a pretty decent buff on top of the -150 they get from this. I think that with this new change, the way that I've got it set up now, and this is with a lot of recommendations from the comment section in my videos, the video that I first put out regarding this build, I have gotten comments on there, and like I said, I do read through those comments so I can get, oh baby, please tell me. Ain't bad. I could turn that into a dragon for my my Mercenary. That'll be my Merc's new dragon armor. By the way, everyone, Mage Plate has a max of 3 sockets, so if you get a superior Mage Plate like that, and you can't roll it in the cube, obviously, if it's superior, but with it being a max of 3 sockets, go to Lazaric. Go to Lazaric, and you can socket it there. You can get 3 sockets from it, guaranteed. Not guaranteed, not guaranteed, but it's a very, or is it? I don't remember. It's either an incredibly high chance or guaranteed to get 3 sockets on the Mage Plate from Lazaric, whatever the hell his name is. Let's go check. But there you go. That's the updates to the build. Now it's just kind of useless rambling, which is what I'm really good at. I'm good at just kind of rambling and wasting time and taking up time. Obviously, when you get to town, you can turn your run back on so you're not losing that equipment. What's his name? His name is Lars. So yeah, you know, you can exit out of here, go to Nightmare. We're trying to stretch out the video just a little bit longer so we can get that get that 10 minutes that YouTube requires, or that YouTube prefers. Not necessarily requires, but prefers. Let's go socket this up. It's actually pretty impressive though. Oh, I already used it. Son of a biscuit. Let's go socket it. And then I'm not gonna take up too much of your time past this because, well, you know, you don't need to keep watching this. And you've likely already left, and that's okay. That's fine. I get it. I understand. I'm not mad at you. Go talk to him. Add sockets. Throw this in. Bing, bang, boom. We now have a new dragon for the mercenary. We've just got to get a soul rune from the mule. There you go, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you found it useful, fun, entertaining. I'm definitely looking for different ways, more ways to mess with this build a little bit more, to see what else I can do to get the damage up even higher. As you can see, I've messed around with the dual dream, and it's not as strong, not as fun. This flickering flame stuff, the Holy Fire, has proven to be incredibly strong. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that Holy Fire is a little bit overtuned, but at the same time, I mean, you're running around with, let's see, that's 44, a level 44 Holy Fire. And then on top of that, you know, you're using, where's it at? Right here, which both of these maxed out are giving you an incredible amount of damage on top of that level 44 Holy Fire. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they downtune it. Don't be surprised yourself if you see them downtune it, because it's just so incredibly strong. I mean, you've got the Holy Fire here, and then each different, oh yeah, to unlock that, each time that you put a point into resist fire and salvation, it's 24 for resist fire, 24% increased damage, and then 10% increased damage with salvation. That is just, it is a lot. It is a lot of damage, and it seems, to me at least, it seems way too overpowered. You've seen my source build with Holy Shock, the dual dream source. If you haven't, you should go check that out. And that used to be the build that this, like, that if this was the playstyle you were going after, that was the build that you had to go for. That's no longer the case. This is just, it's incredibly strong. But there you go. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I will see y'all in the next video. I'm out.